Hey gang, just want to do a quick update video about the new engine. There's going to be a new engine in the Orion RXB250. Um, it is going to be closer to, they're calling it 250 cc's, just like ours was, but it's actually 249 cc's. The engine designation from Zongshin is ZS 172 FM, I think it's dash 3A. Um, the engine is rated for about 19 and a half, maybe 20 horsepower. From what I can find out about it so far, it's not a direct clone of anything. Our engine was a Honda clone, knockoff, whatever you want to call it, knockoff of the CRF 230. This engine is not that. It's basically kind of its own deal. And because of that, it doesn't have a lot of support outside of Orion or Orion X-Moto. It's a similar, I think also it's a similar engine to what GPX currently runs right now. You may be able to get some help from Gary at GPX with that new engine. But it should be coming into the States around September, middle of September, end of September, probably by the time it gets delivered to somebody. Orion is making changes. They were forced to do this. At first I thought that this was a choice, and in my opinion that would have been a bad choice. But they were kind of forced to make this decision, given that X-Motos wanted to streamline their production in engines, and this is what they want to get into and what they're offering in a lot of other countries in other different configurations too, as far as street bikes and dual sports, and off-road vehicles. So what I can tell you right now, it is a reliable engine. Change doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It's just, it's different. For this bike, you're not going to have the ability to get readily available parts. You're going to have to order parts direct from Orion initially. Maybe further down the line, other people may pick that up, seeing as it is a market. But just to get your normal stuff, if you were to have a problem, it goes through Orion. And not to bash them too bad, but the reality is they're not been good on the parts and support kind of side of things. Hopefully they've learned their lesson and they're going to be a little better with this particular model. Here's some other negatives. Unfortunately, I hate to point out the negatives. It really is bad. I don't like doing that, but this motor is 7 pounds heavier due to a counterbalancer, from what I've been told. And so only making a couple more horsepower, but given 7 pounds more to a bike that was already heavy. I weighed mine at 265 pounds after I shed some stuff off of it. The kick lever and the kickstand, the kickstart lever. I changed out. I was one of the earlier adopters of changing out the battery. That'll save you quite a bit, just in the old RXBs. But they're trying. Orion is trying to do some things to help to compensate. They say they're going 100% aluminum rims. Some people got steel last time. There was a mixture of steel and aluminum rims. Rims only. I'm not talking about the hubs, just the rims, a little bit lighter. They're also going to put the 28 millimeter nibby on all of the bikes. I think they figured out that was the way to go. The other carb was kind of it had a butterfly valve, and it just wasn't a very good quality carburetor. People were complaining about carb issues. They're also going to be putting on the stainless steel exhaust pipe that doesn't have the honeycomb cat, basically a catalytic converter in the middle. And if I'm wrong on that, things are kind of in flux right now. If I'm wrong on that, please, let me know in the comments. Let other people know about it. But So as far as it comes right off the bat, everybody likes to do power mods. Hey, let's get more power. Let's do more things. Joe's going to jump on this, right? Well, unfortunately, this particular engine doesn't allow for that very easily. So when it first comes in, I know these things are available right now. A 4-degree timing advanced flywheel key is available for this engine also. That'll help you out a little bit. I know Joe has a thinner head gasket. Should bring compression ratio up by 1. So if it's 9, it'll go to 10, something like that. Not sure about the Procom and the big gun rev boxes. I don't see why those wouldn't work. They're basically the same. And that'll give you a little bit of rev. And that's it. I mean, there's no cam, there's no big bore. As a matter of fact, this is a 72 millimeter bore. And at that rate, due to the spacing of the head studs, you can't go any further. So, you're going to be with what you got. And reading the forums and talking to people who have the GPX already, who have this engine, or very similar to this engine, if not the exact same one, approximately 19 and a half, maybe 20 horsepower. The way that it makes it, due to the bore and stroke, it's not a rever. You're going to notice it more in the torque than you are the top end in the revs. It's not going to be a rever. It's a torque motor. You're not going to get the revs out of it. That's where you're as a matter of fact, porting. Joe will offer porting for this bike too, and that's how you'll get some more revs out of it. If you want to have it like for your dual sports and your street riding and maybe even off road if you want some more top end, porting will help with that. And Joe will be doing those kind of services for this new motor, but that requires obviously taking your engine apart and shipping out the head. But just talking about the old engine, for those of you who still have the old ones, and if you haven't upgraded your stuff and you want to do it, Joe still has tons of stuff. Lots of people, guys, if you wanted, the only way you're going to get more out of the Honda clone stuff is to do that. Joe had great success. He spent thousands of dollars trying to help you guys out, saying that you wanted more from that engine. Just to give you an example, there's multiple levels of things you can do, but I'm just going to ballpark them here. He took the engine from 18 and a half, and he has one that's running almost 32 horsepower. That's with everything. I mean, he did so much with that particular engine. But there's different levels. And, you can easily get into the mid-20s with a Weisco and a thin head gasket. Throw in the cam on that particular setup, your mid to top 20s. Go with the big bore cylinder itself, piston, cam. If you want to get the roller rockers, you're into high 20s. That's where I am. I have that in my engine, and I'm in the high 20s, and I'll tell you, man, that's a big difference. Even, and that will all apply over to your dual sport, riding on the street. The only thing there is your gearing. Your overall gearing on your sprockets matters a ton for that kind of stuff. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. The new bike, don't hate the new bike. A lot of people are like, oh, no, yeah, hate. You don't have to hate it. It's just different. And, it is what Orion was forced to do. They didn't have a say in it, unfortunately. The manufacturer, X-Motos, decided that they wanted to go that way, and they gave them some time, and, the old engines are not available anymore, so they had to go with this new one. And you get a little bit more. You do. I mean, in stock form, you're going to go up from like 18 to 19 and a half, 20 maybe, somewhere in that neighborhood. But, the counter is you 7 pounds of weight more on an already heavy bike. So anyways, just want to put out a quick video. Hope you guys are enjoying your bikes. Comment below if I've got any of this wrong. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is in flux right now, and it's hard to get all the true facts. So, but y'all have a great one, man. Catch up with you guys later. Bye.